Today's practice will be focused on yoga as a tool to help relieve anxiety. So anxiety typically happens when the mind is too rajasic, too active. We'll work through some poses to expel some nervous energy and then lead up to some more soothing poses towards the end of class. So we'll begin in a seated position. Please have a bolster ready. If you don't have a bolster, then a rectangular shaped pillow will work. And then take that bolster right around the middle of your mat, lengthwise. So the long sides of the bolster are equally distant to the long sides of your mat. And we'll begin in downward facing pose. So place your hands at the short edge of the bolster to frame the short edge of the bolster. Knees are hip distance apart, toes are curled underneath. Lift your hips up and back. So make your adjustments in your down dog. Rest the forehead on the bolster. And then lift the navel up and in. Send your hips further back, your thighs back. Press into the base of your forefinger. And just be in this more supportive expression of Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take one more breath. And on your exhale, lower the knees down. Take the feet wider than the bolster and the big toes touch at center. And then lower the hips down, rest your forehead on your bolster, extend your arms forward, and close your eyes. So we'll begin in a short meditative practice here. While you're in your Adho Mukha Virasana, so as you're in your child's pose, variation, and you close your eyes, relax the skin of your face, smooth out any tension in the space between the eyebrows, the cheeks, and the jaw. And imagine yourself being in a beach, on a beach, one that's all your own, one where you feel safe and happy and at peace. And on this beach, you feel the warm sun against your skin, the warm sand beneath your feet, the calming sounds of the waves in the ocean. And as you walk along the sand, you see a line of seashells of every color, of every size, against the backdrop of the glittering sand. And as you grow curious, you pick up one of the larger seashells. And as you gently smile or take an inner smile, you flutter the eyelids open with your large seashell in hand. So from here, from your Adho Mukha Virasana, you'll come up to an upright seat. Take an easy seat on your bolster, crossing the ankles. And then we'll use that visualization of that conch shell or that seashell to learn Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi breath is as if you were to fog up a mirror and make an audible sound, but with your lips sealed and with a slight constriction in the back of the throat. So Ujjayi sounds like this. On the exhale. So picture holding that seashell against your ear and hearing that soothing sound of similar to ocean waves on your exhale as you apply Ujjayi, and see if you can carry that into the inhale. So your inhales and exhales sound like that. So at your own pace, close your eyes and begin your Ujjayi, your light application of Ujjayi breath. Take a breath in and exhale. Lift the spine. Relax the hands over the thighs. Drift your shoulders down and back. As you continue with Ujjayi or victorious breath. Take one more round. And then just add some movement in the hands, maybe open, close the fists. Come back to face your bolster, hands and knees. Bolster in the middle of your mat. And then knees are underneath the hips. Shins and feet are hip distance apart. And then wrists are beneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes under, lift the hips up and down. Into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Step the feet forward to your hands. Lift the spine up parallel to the earth, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands can be at the floor, over the shins or thighs. And then lift up into standing Tadasana. So mini flow with the bolster right here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. And hands come to the mat, step the feet back. Adho Mukha Svanasana with the forehead supported by the bolster. Inhale, into plank pose, move the body forward. Heels are over the ankles. Exhale, keep the elbows close to the side body as you lower down. Belly and thighs meet the bolster. Uncurl the toes. Lift up into upward facing dog. Lift the chest up. Gaze above your own horizon. And then curl the toes under. Draw the core in. Lift the hips back. Down dog. And step the feet forward. Inhale, lift the spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise the arms up. And then exhale, lower the arms down, Tadasana. Check in with your Tadasana stance. Make sure it's grounded and stable. So press into the foundation of the body, the heels, the ball mound of the feet. Spread the toes wide. Align the ribs over the pelvis and the ears over the shoulders. And from here, make your way back into downward facing dog. So forward fold, Uttanasana. Step the feet back. Again, supported down dog. With the bolster underneath the forehead. And then inhale, shift the weight of the body forward slightly. Bend the left knee, bring the left knee outward to the left side more. And then the calf and shin rest on top of, or in front of rather, the short edge of your bolster or pillow. So you can either be here with the bolster supporting the front thigh, and then start to lower the back leg down into this variation of pigeon pose, or you can also bring your bolster this way and just have the bolster supporting, again, the front thigh, but giving yourself some room around the knee. So either variation, keep the spine lifted. As you exhale, you can walk the hands forward. Here, or maybe lower down to the forearms. Exhale, walk the hands back, bring the spine upright. Press the hands into the mat as you curl the back toes under, and then lift the back leg so you can transition the front leg back into Adho Mukha. Svanasana, downward facing dog. And then we'll proceed with the other side. So bend the right knee, bring it forward as you shift the body forward, and then bring it around in front of the bolster. So right knee more to the right, and then lower it down, lower down the back leg. Rest it on the mat. So you can position yourself so you have more room in the front knee. And start wherever you are before you begin to hinge from the hips and forward fold. And remember your Ujjayi breath. So apply Ujjayi breathing here. And exhale, walk it back. Curl the toes under, lift the back leg, and send that front leg back to down dog. From down dog, lower the knees. Back down. And then walk the hands back into Vajrasana. So just sitting the hips over the ankles, the knees bent. So you can be here. And then we'll position the bolster towards the middle of our mat if it's not already there. From here, we'll make our way to standing. So take your time. And then step the feet really wide. Come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So feet will be about wrist distance apart. So check in with your alignment. Inhale here. Exhale, hands over the hips and hinge from the hips. Pause here. Further exhale, lower the crown of the head down. Bolster will support the crown of the head or the forehead. And then interlace the hands behind you. Press the palms together and then lift the arms up. Find your Ujjayi breath. Holding that imaginary seashell up against your ear. Hearing the sound of the ocean waves. And the melody of your breath. And lift the thighs up as you engage the legs. Continue to extend the arms up. Press into the ball mound of the feet. And then exhale, release the hands. Bring your hands to frame your bolster and then lift up halfway. Bring your left hand to the bolster, lift your right arm up into the twist. And then replace the left hand with your right. Lift the left arm up, stack the shoulders. Gaze up or gaze to the side. And then lower the hands down, heel toe the feet. And then come to Malasana, deep yogic squat. Bending the knees. You can take a moment to pause here with the palms touching in Anjali Mudra. And a reapplication of Ujjayi, ocean sounding breath. Eyes above your own horizon. Spine lifted, shoulders back. Then we'll make our way to lay on our backs. So gently come out of the pose and let your bolster support your spine to a restorative fish pose. So the spine, or the heart rather, is elevated here. And then just bring your knees out, connect the soles of the feet. Arms will come out to the sides. Close your eyes. Start to inhale for the count of 4. And exhale for 4. And take a few rounds just like that. And once you've become comfortable with that, Samavriti, equal ratio breath, we'll move to Visamavriti, unequal ratio breath. So inhaling for 4, and exhaling for 5 or 6. You can let go of your Ujjayi breath and just breathe through the nose. Inhaling for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 6 or 5. Then as you're ready, roll to one side and press up. Take the bolster, turn it to its side, and then make your way back down. Insert that bolster underneath the sacrum, a triangular shaped bone underneath the spine. And then inhale, lift the hips up into Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose. Keep the shoulders grounded. Gaze up at the ceiling. Keep lifting the hips up and pressing the feet into the earth. And then exhale, lower the hips down. Start to extend the legs to restorative version of bridge pose, and close your eyes. Release any tension in the body. Perform a quick scan of the body. And invite the concept of Ahimsa into your practice. In yoga, Ahimsa means non-harming. So can you relate to your practice, your inner world and your outer world without harm, with kindness, with goodness, in thought, word, and action? Return to your natural rhythm of breath. And just feel and observe the belly inhale, or inflate as you inhale and contract as you exhale. And then bend the knees, press into the feet to move the bolster aside, lower the hips down. And roll to one side. Press up to seated. You can sit on your bolster if you like to give yourself some height, to allow the inner groin and the knees to relax. And sit upright, sit up nice and tall. And just stack the right hand over the left over the thighs. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. But once again, we seal the class with the intention of Ahimsa, non-harming, kindness. Think kind thoughts. And perform helpful acts. And speak soothing words to yourself to all others. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.